Hey everyone, this is Vikraman and we're here with Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 has an expansion, Heart of the Thorns, coming out soon. And they have just released the original game as free to play. So I thought that I would check it out in case you may not have heard this, or if you have never tried out Guild Wars or anything like that. It is, I mean, it's an MMO, obviously, and so it has a lot of the same features as a lot of other MMOs, but they've always been very reasonable about their monetization format. So basically, up until now, if you bought Guild Wars 2, there was no subscription, and from what I understand, they didn't have a free-to-play style store. I could be wrong about that because I didn't have it before it went free-to-play. So it's been one of those things where you buy it once, you get everything, you got all the content updates up until now, which, you know, it's been going for probably 2 years or so now, which is really kind of crazy that they're just now doing an expansion pack. So basically now you can do free to play and play the original game, and there's some limitations and restrictions, of course, and they have a shop where you can use real money to remove restrictions or whatever. But you know what you can do instead is all you have to do is buy Heart of the Thorns, and that basically is all you need to do to get basically all access to everything. But if you maybe aren't sure about that, just try it out in free to play, and I'll show you a little bit about this game. I think as far as MMOs go, it's very unique, and it seems to be pretty high quality from what I have played so far. And what I have heard is that the PvP is really the big draw of this, so we can talk a little bit about that as we go, but I just wanted to go through character creation to show off kind of the different options that are available. Of course, we have humans as far as races, and this is a really snazzy character creation menu here, I think. So we got humans, of course. They've lost their homeland in the lore. Brave defenders continue to fight. And some of the other races, we have the Char, forged in the merciless crucible of war. It's all they know. War defines them, and their quest for dominion drives them ever onward. The weakling and the fool have no place among the Char. Victory is all that matters, and it must be achieved by any means and at any cost. So I don't know. I guess they're a bull wolf type of thing. Not sure. Kind of hard to tell from there. The Norn are kind of like a northern people, the race of towering hunters. They experienced a great defeat when the ice dragon drove them from their glacial homeland. They won't let one lost battle dampen their enthusiasm. They know that only the ultimate victor achieves legendary rewards. Okay, so yeah, they're kind of tribal North, and you know, this is a little misleading here with this picture. It kind of looks like a ring wraith or something, but that's really just the helmet. They're kind of normal looking people. They're just very large, kind of like really big humans. And then we have Asura, alchemical inventors. They are short in stature but intellectual giants. It's not strong who survive, but the clever. And other races believe they should rule by the virtue of their power and strength, but delude themselves. In due time, all will serve the Asura. Okay, so kind of they look a little bit like gremlins. And Sylvari, I wonder what they could be based on. They are not born, they awaken beneath the pale tree with knowledge gleaned in their pre-life dream. Noble beings travel, seeking adventure and pursuing quests. Struggle to balance curiosity with duty, eagerness with chivalry, and warfare with honor, magic and mystery. intertwined to shape the future of this race that has so recently appeared. So, you know, they're vaguely reminiscent of the elves, although the lore, as you can hear, is quite a bit different. So, let's just pick one here to go forward a bit. I think I'm going to go with a char for the moment, and then you can pick male or female. Let's check out some of them. Okay, so here we can see what they actually look like, and kind of cool. And then you can change the classes as well. Let's go and look at some of the others. Let's do a female char. You can see a little bit smaller in stature, I suppose, but basically the same. Humans, I don't know, is it worth showing humans? They're about like in every other game, really. And the Norn. So yeah, like I was saying, they're not ring wraiths or anything. Just very large people. Oh, Revenant, you need Heart of the Thorns to do that. And the Asura, let's see what they look like. Oh my. It's kind of cool. Wait, was that female that we were on? Yeah. And yeah, hard to tell the difference there. Sorry. And let's check out the elvish types. It's very green. There's quite a difference in height there between those two different class models. So yeah, that is everybody there. And I think we will start with Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. I've done the Norn before. Let's do the Char, I think. And we'll do... I don't know, let's do a female Char. Okay, so here's the different classes. Guardian, basically protective and defensive magic. You know, the traditional MMO form roles I've heard are not necessarily present in this game, but if you had to kind of sort of pick something that it goes along with, the Guardian is really your kind of tank. And then Warrior, you know, much more speed, strength, toughness. They're versatile in combat and offensive and defensive abilities. Whereas the Guardian is, for the most part, defensive in nature. So it looks to me like the way they have these arranged, you know, you have kind of strength classes up at the top, you have agility classes here in the middle, and then you have intelligence classes at the bottom. So I think that's how they have this set up. Yeah, I'm not sure if the horizontal, it kind of relates to anything. I don't see how these are necessarily connected. So I think it's just the rows. So your ranger is going to be your bow, your bow. They have pets. They can tame and train, distract the enemy. Kind of like a hunter in WoW, pretty much. Thieves, stealth, you know, rogue type of class. No affinity, or they have an affinity for setting traps. Why would you mention it if they didn't have an affinity? That, yeah. Engineer is kind of cool. They have technological and alchemical stuff, so you can do potions, which, you know, I've played the engineer, and their potions are like cooldowns. They're just abilities, but they kind of do cool stuff. So it's kind of a little misleading, I suppose. You don't have to brew the potions, it seems, at least the ones that are abilities. Necromancer, dark arts, summon the dead to fight, channel blood energy and rend their enemies' souls, as you might expect from them. Your elementalist. They're basically air, fire, or water type of mage. You know, I guess you could say it's kind of more of a shaman to elemental powers. Mesmer is kind of interesting. They're kind of like deception, magic, illusion. They confound, control, or evoke emotions in their enemies. So, pretty interesting, really. So we have to decide what we are gonna go with for this little look into the game. You know, I'm not sure if the races have much influence on things. You know, so should the Char be like warriors? I am not sure, but I think Mesmer seems to be the most interesting thing to me at the moment, so maybe we'll go with that. And I just noticed with these, the last statement in each one, you should note that these rows are also determined by armor class. So the top ones have heavy armor, middle has medium armor, and the bottom has light armor. So that's another differentiation of how this menu is set up. But anyway, I think we'll do the Mesmer. And we can adjust, you know, height and such. I don't know, I feel like a Char is pretty big. I guess it must be, they must use a consistent scale for this. And, because you can see I can only go this far down because the Char are at minimum that tall. We'll go in the middle of what we can do, and we can change the physique a little bit. Skinny, pudgy, upper body. Let's do the kind of skinny. Because, you know, unlike a lot of I guess they are cats, aren't they? Oh, that's nice. Kind of a tiger looking. Tiger orange, yeah. And then, ooh, cool, yes. I'm a fan. So we can change our, looks like our hairstyle, yeah. And that is not the horns. Yeah, the horns are a totally separate thing. Which is cool. I think we'll go with that. And... pale orange hair. That's very nice. Face. Oh my. This game is quite pretty, I think. Character models are pretty cool. Change the length. Ah, nice. Seems good. I don't know that I'll mess with this much. Maybe some green cat eyes. That is pretty cool. Customize my muzzle. Nice. Teeth size. Rah. Woo! Big head. Armor dies. Oh, get a little mask. Guess we get Mesmer. So the upper body stuff. What should our colors be? Kind of like that. Jalapeno. And this is, yeah. Maybe make this. Yeah, we can do that as orchid. Yeah, and jalapeno. So we have a nice consistency. So I think we'll keep orchid there. We'll do that lime and maybe this as jalapeno. Maybe we have jalapeno as the main color there. That's very nice. Okay, so now we have a couple questions that kind of affect the start. So for the mesmer, you look behind a certain mask. It takes bravery to face your fears. Never let them see you without a smile. Phantasm of sorrow. I show the world a face lined by tragedy. Too bad you can't see behind the mask. Fanged dread. Whisper in the night, eyes that glow in darkness. I think that for sure. Trouble may follow me, but I use my charm. Know what to say? Dignity or ferocity? Ferocity, I think. I am proud to be a Blood Legion soldier. An Ash Legion soldier. Use cunning to overcome my enemies. Iron Legion. Let's do the Ash. I would die for my warband, especially my sparring partner. Uriel, our elementalist, is the most loyal soldier in the warband. Maverick is the best single combat fighter I've ever met. Clawspur lets his blades do the talking. Dinky, smallest cub, he is twice as tough just to break even. He gets picked on because he's a guardian and not so smart, but I stand by him. He's always been a good friend. And Riva, engineer. Let's do Dinky. They tell me the soldier that sired me is a loyal soldier. Sorceress Shaman, Flame Legion Shamans once enslaved us. Because of this, my father was treated with suspicion and mistrust. I must overcome his honorless Gladium. Gladium has no warband. Father turned his back on his. Now he's an honorless Gladium with no respect for the chain of command, and I have no respect for him. Let's do the Shaman, I think. The trouble may follow me, I overcome it with ferocity. A soldier in the Ash Legion, and my warband is my family. Master, okay. There is no random name on this, so you know, if we have some trouble here, I may have to stop and figure out something that is not taken. Okay. Okay, finally found something.
I am a charm.
Yes, I know.
In this world of constant battle, I am the deadliest weapon of all. I respect no authority but the clenched fist of my legion.
Ah.
Engines of destruction, we have killed our gods. We reclaimed our homeland of Ascalon, and we planted victory banners on the graves of our enemies. Yet if we waver, it could slip through our claws.
Who is your enemy?
Victory, at any cost.
Is it the Norn?
I live and die where secrets hide. I thrive where danger dwells. I am a soldier in the service of the Ash Legion. I am the blade in the darkness.
What?
I've earned the respect of my comrades and forged alliances I can call on in times of need. My legion teaches stealth, patience, deception. We fight where the Citadel commands, but only to aid the Ash Legion's cause. Today, the Black Citadel's combined army will assault the ghosts that plague this land. I have been assigned to reinforce the bulwark. Let the Blood Legion charge blindly to their death. Let the Iron Legion build their machines of war. You will find me in the shadows. This is my story.
So you see, the game has a lot of style. Fury of the Dead. So I'll kind of show you as we go how this all works. It's very unique, and I think, as far as MMOs go. I've got that. Okay, let's go. Oh, look at that! You do a gallopy thing. Yeah, got it. Over here, soldier. Okay. Just in time. The ghost army has been bashing that gate for weeks. Alright, so we need to fight to the front. And we have an ability here called Mind Slash. Slash your foe to make them vulnerable. Chain. So do you do this multiple times? Is that how it goes?
Hey, over here. Lucky, you always get the fun job. This is your lucky day. You get to pay attention to me.
Okay, so it appears that that is my auto attack, and every third attack I'm going to do something a little bit different. So we do slash to make vulnerable, slash to make vulnerable, stab your foe, and rip a boon off of them. So you take a buff basically from them, and if they don't have it, you do even more damage. That is pretty cool.
Your help, soldier. Tribune Brimstone has ordered me to the crypt. Too torn up to make it.
I can do it.
What's so important that the Blood Legion Tribune is there?
Ghost of Tilberiton is far more powerful than we thought. His army just broke through our defenses. Ridlock's about to fight him head on. If he succeeds,
So we better go fight.
It'll be weeks before the ghost reforms, and we can rebuild our perimeter.
On my way.
Alright, so this game, your combat actually works in an interesting way, as it's based on the weapon. So these hotkey buttons are weapon skills, basically. And we do have this. Heal yourself, gain additional health for each active illusion. So I have to learn what illusions do. Or how to make them. But that is basically my my kind of class ability. Or non-weapon based ability, so I'll keep it no matter what weapon I have. But this is because I have a sword, and it'll be different if I have a different weapon. And it's set to auto fire and you can change that by hitting control and right mouse button. You can set any weapon, any ability really, to auto fire. But it appears to me that the first one is basically your, for lack of a better term, your basic attack. So you do want that one to be on auto for the most part, I think. And I'm used to ranged classes, so I'm trying to get used to getting close with the melee. Alright, we need to defend the gate against the ghosts. So what we're doing now is this is a world event, basically. You may be familiar with that from other games, too. Basically, in this area here, there's an ongoing quest. And all the different players can kind of join forces here. And you get an amount of stuff based on what your contribution is to the effort. So yeah, that is a big part of this game, really, is these world events. And you see I got a gold contribution level, which is good. I think that's the highest. Who's the person I'm actually supposed to talk to? I guess I just go in here. Alright, so okay. So it appears, yeah, there's another player, Captain Fuzzy Boots. So you can see we're all kind of, you know, standard MMO. You got people all around you, but the nice thing is it's much more cooperative than these games generally are. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone who's contributing gets something from the combat. It's not like hit them once and you claim it sort of thing. Alright, so here we are in another event. So, yeah, the other players and I are both involved in this. So that's kind of the cool thing about Guild Wars, I think. It's a lot more cooperative than most MMOs. And it seems to me that there are way fewer, you know, abilities, so you don't have like 15 hotbars across your screen, which is kind of good. I think that gets to be a bit much. Alright, we got the Duke. Arrgh. Oh my. He is animating his statue. So do we just hit it here? Yeah, looks like it. Ah, what is going on? Let's use my little healing thing. Whoa. Here we go.
Congratulations. Report back to Smokestead.
Oh, there we go. Pretty epic beginning, really.
I heard what you did down in that crypt, soldier.
I am
Impressive.
quite impressive.
Tribune Brimstone was calling the shots. I just did my job.
Don't sell yourself short. You were part of the team that took down Baradin and stopped the ghost assault. Smokestead is safe now, and you helped make it that way. People are still on edge, though. It'd help if they saw someone like you making the rounds, lending a hand.
I see where this is going.
The quicker we get this place squared away, the sooner the legions can get back to business. You can help. I'd rather have volunteers. But if I have to issue an order, I will.
That won't be necessary, Legionnaire. I hereby volunteer.
Seems like she should have a little bit more trouble with her speaking with those big fangs sticking out. So we get a scepter,
Practice makes perfect.
and we've learned a new skill. And this tells us what we have gained in at level 2. Get +7 attributes. We've unlocked the hero panel, which you can see that here. So this is where you can equip stuff and change stuff around. And this is shows you the different weapon skills that you have on the different weapons. So we got tridents and all sorts of things here. So we've got the story journal, and that's basically your quest log. We can craft, but we haven't unlocked that. Shows achievements. Yeah. So did I not receive the weapon there? Okay. So this is a wooden rod, and we now have different abilities. So we have Ether Bolt, shoot a bolt of energy, and Illusionary Counter, block the next attack. Counter by applying Torment, creating a clone that casts Ether Bolt. Shoot out a bolt that blinds foes in a line.
If you live long enough, you'll get plenty of both.
Huh. Okay. Clone. Shoot out a third bolt of energy that damages your target. Summon a clone that casts Ether Bolt. Very interesting, this class, I think. So, basically, in these starting areas at least, this is kind of how you do the main gameplay. And there are these little heart things. And what you do is you go there, and it's a certain amount of objectives that you have to do to complete the heart, and you'll get rewards from that. So we'll show the first one, and I think at that point we'll probably be out of time. But I'd like to come back to this game in another episode, primarily to talk PvP, because that's kind of the main draw of this game. Oh, and we should talk a little bit about what are our limitations with free-to-play. You only get 2 character slots instead of 5. You have to stay in the starter area until a certain level. I'd have to check to see what that is. Okay, so now we're in a heart, and you need to squish spiders and their eggs, clean up webs, flatten worm mounds, and fill troughs with hay. So there are multiple different things that you can do, which I think is quite cool. Oh, look at that. Cool beans. And I should mention also that, let's see, we go to this. I would definitely recommend turning on the auto loot and the AoE auto loot, that just makes things way easier for you. So we can flatten this, and basically that is one particular kind of objective for this, and yeah, that is cool. That is very cool. And yeah, the different objectives are all are adding up to fill this bar, and when we do that, we will get a reward. Okay, so that bar that showed up while I was doing that, that's when we can do the counter, because that is a counter ability instead of an active, kind of does something particular. And we'll, nope, one didn't show up that time. Ah, here we go. That is crazy with all these clones here. Collected 4 junk items. So yeah, just like other MMOs, there's junk. There is a sell all junk button, so that's nice. Okay, here we go. He did not attack me, it looks like. Yeah, I do prefer ranged, actually, so, in an MMO, since your positioning is a little less important. Okay, so you don't get the reward until you actually click down here, and you will get 45 copper and 90 karma, and we have a new merchant. Now, karma is kind of it's a currency that you can use with certain merchants. And you see this guy has stuff for me. Iron Legion gear, which is a... Well, I wonder if karma is shared, because there's no way I have that much. Interesting. It must be. Oh, I have a mighty iron sword. I don't remember getting that. Let's sell junk. You can see we can do that. Okay. So that is kind of how you progress through the beginning of the game. And there will be world events, which you really are supposed to be doing. They trigger often in this area. And they're assuming that you're doing them to reach the proper levels. So you should definitely do all the ones that you run into. But I think other than that, that will be it. And as far as free-to-play restrictions, from what I understand, you can do regular PvP. Well, what? Huh, interesting. Huh. See interesting things all the time. But you can do regular PvP, I'm pretty sure, right from the start with free-to-play accounts. However, world versus world, which is what Guild Wars is kind of known for, you can't do that on a free-to-play account until you hit level 60, and that is to prevent people from making a bunch of, you know, fake accounts to offset everything. But we will talk a bit more about that in a PvP episode that will be forthcoming. But as far as the single-player experience, you know, it is it's an MMO like a bunch of the other ones. You know, it's similar gameplay, but I think it has some unique features and a cool style that make it a little out of the grind that you might be used to with an MMO. So yeah, you definitely try it since it's free, and you can see if it is for you. I think it's pretty cool. But we will come back next time to talk a bit about the PvP. So we'll see you then.